So we have to say what is now at the beginning. Ha'ibad shu ma'abed l'shem shem tefillin, or you're doing it for tefillin, or l'shem sefer Torah, or for sefer Torah. Amul im evidu l'shem mezuzah, but if he only made it from l'shem mezuzah, then it would be possible, wouldn't be good for tefillin. Okay, l'shem sefer Torah, for the sake of sefer Torah, kedusha chamur mitzvillin, the kedusha is more strict than tefillin. The b'chlam m'saymana, and included in, it's like included in 200 is 100, so to include it in Torah is tefillin. Apple begins to, and even so, mutu l'shanos and tefillin and mezuzahs, you can still change it to tefillin and mezuzahs, even though you made it for kedushas sefer Torah. This is from the the Beis Yosef and the Achronim, and not like the Truvas Avodas HaGershuni, who's Machmer. Avaladavar hold, but to use it for something ordinary, non-kadosh, Oslish would be also to change it to that. Levad im hisna b'ferish, except if he stipulated originally, explicitly, v'tchilas ibudan at the time of the making of the tanning it, shehei mutal l'shanas avaladavar hold, then Shimon wants to change it even for a normal non-kadosh purpose. Oz mutal l'shanos, so then it would be wanted to change it. This is from the Kamon Simon Mem Beis. Look over there, and all the pratim. Kol prati ha-dinim of the din. Okay. V'anachon sheyasanim came beferish is l'chachilas beis shem asiman ha'oras l'tochas, and it's proper that you should make this stipulation beferish at the time you're putting them into the lime. This is from the Beis Yosef. Sheyom, that you should say, ani nosin oros she'elu, I'm putting these skins. The Zochot said inside of this line, L'shem kedusha sefer Torah, for the sake of the kodesh being kodesh for sefer Torah, ani mafna, and I am stipulating that when I want, I will change it for. I'm able to change it for whatever, for everything. And not like the menag of the sofrim, which they say L'shem sefer Torah, oh tefillin or mezuzos, that is for the sefer Torah, it's for a sefer Torah, for tefillin or for mezuzos, or shabbat of rishos, or any other matter of rishos. That's their way of phrasing it. The oz mistabkin and achronim and mahani. There they have a suffix in achronim if it works. It's possible. Lu mahani rak lu mezuzah will it doesn't help except for mezuzah alone. If you make it from mezuzah, the kedusha kula mitzvillin, this kedusha is less than tefillin. Vim over mitzvillin, the im ibe tefillin, if you make it worked it for tefillin. Mahani after mezuzah lo sefer Torah, that work even for mezuzah and not for sefer Torah. This is from the Beis Yosef. Oh, sorry, Lamed was not from the Beis Yosef. Lamed was from the Kedusha Rekev, the Tshuva of Kedusha Rekev Eger, Simon Chof, and the Kamen Simon Mem Beis, and Shari Tshuva. That's where he gets this minhag of making the stipulation when you're putting in the sud to say this. The im ibada or if he worked the skin for the sake of straps, Lomahani Luchtov Parshios doesn't help to write the Parshas Love on the and changing it from straps to Parshas on it. Im also Afrikach Klaf Mehem, if you made afterwards a klaf on them, then we couldn't do it. You couldn't use it for the Parshas. The Kedusha and Chamur, that the Kedusha of these Parshas is more Chamur than the straps. Vafilu Asas Mehem or Batim, and even to make for them the skin of the houses or the compartments. Yesh Lomish with the Nami the possible, you could say it's also possible because the Kedusha and Chamur, the Kedusha is more strict, made to us from the straps. Primigadim, I'm the Ketmincham, or Masha. Look there further what it says about this. We wrote about this. In Mivdo Yehuda, if a guy made tandit, Rambam, according to Rambam, it's possible. If you lo Yisrael even if the Jew tells him to make it tannitless for the sake of tefillin. Well, Rosh kasher, and according to Rosh, it would be kasher. Yisrael lo min al gabav, the Yisrael is standing on top of him, v'siyayu, and also has to help him. Haga, it's a little bit bavel with the service. This is from the Beis Yosef in the name of the Shem of the Rosh, and I think we had earlier that it's not just for Lechat Chila, but we'll see. Okay, V'chein Noagin, and this is the Minhag, I am the El B'Simen, Simen Yud Aleph Sif Beis. Look earlier, Simen Yud Siman Yud Aleph Sif Beis. Okay. Afilu, this really the whole the Ram holds the Hakam also with the Nafshi. The guy is going to do it for himself, his own needs. Bafavi Hakam Omer Shomeli. So then the guy says, I'm doing it for what you say, Yisrael. And Pibli Vashavim, his mouth and his heart is not the same and not equal. They're trying to do different things. But the Rosh holds the Kivan Shehu Omer Al Gabbat, since he's standing on top of them, the Tchila. Originally, Shemasim Ha'oris L'tocha said when you're putting in the skin into the lime. This is from the Rosh and the Hilchos Ketanos. Sorry, Hilchos Ketanos. But Omelo Sheyitnim Oz L'tocha said L'shma, and he's saying then that he's to him that he's putting the lime into the lime for the sake of L'shma. Lo V'inon Hakavana Shel Ha'akum L'zeh. We don't need the intent of the guy at that point, for it doesn't matter when he puts it in. Rak v'is rega and sinasal said just only at the time of putting in, the moment of putting it into the lime. Zayis le'a an asha muetz because he'll listen to him for this so short a period of time like this. And he puts his mind to, okay, I'll do what you say for this, for what the Jew is telling him. What if the Jew standing on top is thinking, Libo in his heart, Levad alone, the Shema, that's all he's doing. Lomahani doesn't help. Even if he says to him Beferish, that it should be the Shema, doesn't help. This is from the Prima Gadim. Kolsha Omin Mirachog, as long as he's standing very far away, Ve'enam Alamdo, not teaching him, he's just saying, oh, did you do this, Lashma? Okay. Lomahani Afilu Rosh. It doesn't work even according to the Rosh. Ktsas. Has to help a little bit. Afilu Losio Rak Besofa Ibud, if he only helps at the end of the Ibud. This is from the Taz. Okay, but Afilu Gam Bezeh Hasiya Lo Haya Rak Bishutavos Imhakam, even if this helping was only with the partnership of the guy, kosher would still be okay. Because the mitzvah Alma, this is just for a mitzvah. But b'diavad for the Rosh will be kosher in any case. Afilu Losio Klal, even if he didn't help him at all. This is from the Shach and the Bach. Olas Tamid, Knesset Gedola, and the Magen Avram, Nelia Rabba, and the Baragra earlier in the explanation of Alef, Ladash Rosh according to Rashi. Look, and not like the Panim Ke. Looks like Kanim, Me'iros. B'Simon and Hey. Shemachmir B'Zeh is machmir about this. V'afal Pish can even still. The Makom She Ivut of Dinan Yisrael. So there's many workers who are Jewish. Mitzuyin Yitin Yisrael, you should give it to the Yisrael. Ki Gam HaTosus Severe Luhu Karam. Because also the Tosus holds like the Rambam. So it's better to be kosher for him and give it to the Jew. Okay, Im Abdul Akim, if the guy did it. Actually, I missed one before. Ola Shem Sefer Torah, the Berura says for the sake of Sefer Torah. I mentioned, but look, the Mishnah Berura, Mashak Savna, the local motion of himself. And notice that we concluded, he wrote that it's not like what the Sofrim are doing. They say, oh, either this or this or this or this. I am Shom Tam, look over there, the reason. But the rice, the Kaimelon, and berura, right? The rice, the things we pass, and you can't make a berura, you can't make a decision. Ulafi Mashakos of a Prima Gadim, and according to what the Prima Gadim writes, the Ibud Lashma, who the Rabbanon, that Ibud Lashma is the Rabbanon. Yesh L'Hakal B'Diavad, Tzarafi and the Maisa. Them having it Lashma is the Rabbanon, so you could be maybe you could be Mekel. There is to be Mekel with the Rabbanon, but Tzarafi and the Maisa, maybe it's not the Rabbanon. So you would need berura to do the 1000. Okay. And apparently you wouldn't need berura if you phrase it Sefer Torah, and I can change. That doesn't need berura. It's interesting. Im Abdu Akim, if the guy made it. Im Abdu Yisha, but if a woman made it, or a Katan made it, I am beginning to come look later on B'Simon Lamites. Mishnah berura sivkat yud. Okay, if a woman did. La Rambam, according to the Rambam, it would and Visio. The Varadin the Sio, to explain the idea, the law of helping, you have to be a little lengthy. The Taz brings over here, Ubiyardea Simon Reisha and Alef, the Siua Afilu B'Sof Mahan, helping even at the end works. The Heviu Raya Me Achuzar is a Klaf Lusid, and he brings a proof from returning the parchment to the line. Ayin Sham, look over there. Upon him Eros, V'Simon Mem Heishiv Hizig Alav Yas on him. Achla, first of all, the Eich Nemer Kan Agute Hilchil so far to Chilasa, that it proves the end about his beginning. Kiven Chilasa was an Akum, since the beginning the guy did. Eich Nemer de Mishum Hacha, how can you say that because of this, the Yisrael of Asov, that the Jew did at the end, Visio and helped him, Lishma, and did that Lishma, that will prove about the beginning they did Lishma. Doesn't make sense. The guy did the first thing. He wasn't thinking what the Jew was thinking. The Jew did at the end. So what the Jew did is Lishma, and the other part wouldn't prove anything about the first part. Oh, the Afilu Yisrael Atzmo, and furthermore, even by the Jew himself, view Raya, he brings a proof to Ladina Yesh Safik im Nomar Achil Sof. There is a suffix if we say that it proves the end about its beginning. Ayin Sham Heidu, look over there very well. Ube Emes, no, don't do that. Ube Emes, the Fia Havana, so according to his understanding, B'Taz, Yeshal Taz Plia Gadol Muzu. There's a bigger question, even bigger than this. The Heichavio Taz, right? How could the Taz bring a raya of Mechaz of Me? Chazar is said from returning the lime. V'Hari Al Karchuch Megaragor, for sure it's worse than returning the lime. The Mechazar is said, I feel that returning the lime even. Lo hayaviv rishon shomamir, even if there wasn't in the first working any talking, lakim to the guy, Mahani would still work by returning it. Meaning saying, if there was no talking to the guy originally, it would work. The Kamosha Nira Divrei Torah is appears from the Divrei Torah in Yeridea. Sham, even if there was no talking to the guy in the end, you just helped to be fine. And here we need perforce to say to the guy, the Messiah and Levad and Mamish, that just helping alone doesn't really help and doesn't have any mamish to it. Ella Karach the Kavanas Taz, B'Masha Akosav V'Tziato. Rather, perforce you have to say with the intent of the Taz when he says just helping him out. And what's Shlomo Sheyasa Eiz and Maisa Hakas Yua doesn't mean you should do a certain action with the help of the guy. The Messiah Aimbo Zu Bavadi Aimbo Mamish. That this kind of helping for sure has no substance to it. Elabel Shlomo, rather what it means to say Sheyasa Gam Hu Eiz and Maisa, that he should do whatever action. He would do that without the guy. As far as the Taz Loman, the Taz has as far to say, look, the Zeb Avade Choshev Hazman of Malyosa the Kedusha. This is for sure counts as an appointment for a Kedusha, a good appointment for a Kedusha. Kivan the below Gomer the Yisrael, because without the completion of the Yisrael, Hayadain or Mubit, since it still wouldn't be the skin tanned. This is the last step, and this could count. Adkan lo achmira Tosus elav the tikkun haklaf v'shiruto. Until now was Tosus only machmir when he fixed the klaf and the etching of it. Zelo chashav hazman l'kedusha. That doing those parts, fixing the klaf and doing this etching, that's not considered appointing for a kedusha. Given the kavan is nigmar malachos ibud, since the ibud is already done. V'hani. Okay, Abu Bazesh also be even Maisa Gemur, but this one he's doing by the tanning a real full Maisa, full action. The below Asiya, so without his action, Lohaya also Nigmar, or Nigmar, the tanning wouldn't be completed. Mahani, so maybe this does work and does add Lashma to this tanning. Valzeh, if you arrive, and this is bringing a proof, Valchazar Sada Hadik, with from returning the to make it even thinner. Jehu klaf kedisa b'tor, which is a klaf, which is called, as it says in the Torah. So return Messiah Tadik means klaf. Pirish And then the hallow in the Indian Shabbos isn't in regards to Shabbos of other ain't ibn achri, but there's for sure no. The rule is you can't do tanning after tanning. U'kamoshim before behilchos Shabbos leini and shar malachos. This is clear in hilchos Shabbos in regards to other malachos. But tan mahani, and here it's working when you put it back in. Hello, Karcha, rather has to be the candle the inan rak shiyasem ma'isa shehe mochiach shehe has a monamal yas l'kedusha. That here we don't need except that you do an action that which will prove that this is an appointment, a good appointment for kedusha. Im kain kol shekain kisha osa gemar ba'avor atzmo be'ivor atzmo, that for sure when he does the completion of the tanning himself. This for sure is called even. Afla in Shabbos in regards to Shabbos. The commotion muchach for Shabbos dafayin hey, as clear in Shabbos dafayin hey. Uparich the hainu molech, and the Gemara is asking that's the same thing as molech. Hainu ma'abed, the same molech is the same thing as ma'abed. Alma afsalu also kiyam malicha. You see, even if though he only did the salting, but alma in general shadayin sham od aleha shadayin shem or aleha v'lo klaf. It still has the name of skin and it's not considered parchment yet. Kid Easter b'Shabbos ayin test and says in Shabbos ayin test. Chayim shemi, but you'd still be chayim because of doing tanning. In Kain, Kol Shekain, if so for sure, B'Shasha Mapitz Avitz Levad, if just doing the gallnutting alone, the B'Zeg Gemara Lahad Malachas Iba, this will complete upon it the work of tanning. Likara Al Yudeza Klaf Lo Distra, and it will change to be called through this now part Klaf and no longer Distra. The Chayiv, that's for sure Chayiv. Kol Shekain the Mikri Ibad Lani, the Shema for sure will be called Ibad in regards to the Shema. Tanning Ratas Rabbi Him Kain, Ain on Sarif and Lomar Yochia so for Alta Galazo, so that we don't have to say that it proves the end about the beginning. The Bisofo Lavad died, that just the end is enough, alone is enough. And the Mela Ain on the Sarif and Gam Kain Lomar Sheyitzavel Akam Betchilaso, and Mela we also don't need that you should command the guy at his beginning, La'as Lishma to build Lishma. Ubezeh Yusar Kolakojos Midivri Haravataz, and from this you will remove all the questions of the Rav on the Taz. Hayotzim Edivrenu comes up from our words. There's two types of helping. There is if you do an action with the help of the guy, so even at the beginning of the tanning, this for sure doesn't help. Only in a way when he tells the guy, to put it in the line the Shema. And even this only works according to Rash. And this is what the Shulchan Aruch is talking about. That you should help a little bit with the tanning. And then we needed that you say at the beginning. But for sure if he does an action with himself, he does it all himself on the Ibud. Even if the guy did the whole beginning of the tanning, even the below Yisrael Ohaya Nigmar, since without the Jew it wouldn't be finished. The Taz holds the Mahani Afim Lo Omer Lakum. The Taz holds that would work even if he didn't say to the guy. At the beginning, she asked Lishma, they should make Lishma. The Gamla Rambam Batos, the Sphere Lahu, the Amir La'akam Lo Mahani Klal, Lo Ma'ala Klal, and even according to the Rambam and Tosus, that they hold that telling the guy doesn't help at all. Yoda Bezadahu and Midamel, this is the very Taz, the Mahani does work. Okay? Afterwards, they found his help with Hashem, he should be blessed. The Agon Rambant from the Gon Rambant of Beviuro Al Hamordechai with his explanation of Mordechai Sopilcho Sefer Torah, the Divuro Hamaskal O Yisayah, or with his different maskal or you should help. Shemukach Behedi, which proves Behedi Medivre Sham from the words there, Shehu Sover Gamkain Timoshe Gesam, he also holds like we wrote. Shafiu Lo Amr La'akav, even if he didn't tell the guy in Indian Lishma regards to Sham, Mahani still works. Kivin Shah also Hayisrael Pu'ula Be'atzmo, since the Jew did something on his own, but Malachas Ibad Lishma in regards to working at Lishma. Okay, yeah, he did it himself. Again, this is the minute to do a little bit of help. The minhag according to the words of the Achronim, the chachila tzorach lios kach. The chachila has to be this way. Shosam yisol ba'atzmi moros tzorach said. Shema, you should put the Jew himself skin into the lime. And do that lishma. Yom malachim, and tell the guy shekol shar malachos ha'ibud yashiyasu who and all the other works that he does yasagam kin lishma should also be done for the sake of tefillin. And then afterwards the guy could take it out on his own. We to fix it. We don't need any more for the guy to the Jew to stand on top of him. We'll see how to help him out. If the Jew put the skins with himself into the lime, the Shema, he did that. We didn't say anything to the guy. The Prima Gun says the you need to delve depth into this. You need to think about this. He'll feed the very base also because according to the base also be there Simon Reish and Alef kosher. You'll be kosher. I feel the very Rambam even according to the Rambam and the Bach according to the Bach would say it's kosher. However, according to the words that the Nod Behuda, Kafai and Alef, Ayin Sham, we are going Maram bound, and according to the going Maram bound, Al Mordechai Sofel Chosefer Torah, Yesh Lahaka with the Yavid, you can be Mekul with the Yavid. If he didn't say anything. If the Jew helped a little bit at the end, then with this he completed at the very end when completing this work of tanning. He didn't say at all the guy should do it lishma, he just did help at the end. That's for sure doesn't help. This is one of the Prima Godim. The Messiah that helping doesn't have any substance to it. This when is this is only when at the end of the working he didn't do it himself, he just did it with the help of the guy. But if the Jew finished on his own without the help of the guy, for example, the Jew took out the skins from the lime before finishing with them, they're working in them. And then he went back and put them in lishma, just right before the end, took them out and put them in, and then finished. He did the finishing. The Taz and Yeridea and the Gon Maram, which we mentioned earlier, would be makel about this. The in them close beyond and they shouldn't protest about the person who has the menak to be makel about this, could very him like the words, and just to take it out and put it back in at the end. The Kamosha Baran of Ve'er Halacha, as we explained in the Ve'er Halacha. Okay. When he's like making the signs of the holes with the all, which I guess you kain osios when you make into they're similar to like letters, which they do into these skins for some reason. Even though it's easy for the guy to forge this, and we're not concerned about this. Mishum the mirtzach Yehudi, because the guy is afraid. Pen Yaakov Yisrael, maybe the Jew will recognize the Tviyos sign with the recognition of the eye. Tviyos sign, Rashi says, Shenasan hasimanim, that he put the simanim there. O she'elu hanikavim nasil yosef mechadash mishalo, or that these signs were made more newer than his. Okay. The Yisham, the son says, you should write first on the inside, even in a place where it's not normal to do ibud. Harosh, okay. Abid to Abid the head. The Yishar Aksav al Akhri, but the writing will stay till after the ibud. And you shouldn't make the sign with the all because of the concern of forgery. So meaning you should write at the beginning Barosh on the head of it on the inside in a place where it's not normal to do the ibud on the head of it, and then it'll be there after the ibud, and then you can't But don't use the all because it can be forged. And when you have a Shulchan Aruch, you can make like the Shulchan Aruch because he's probably going to be afraid and not going to do it. This is from the Magen Avraham. Or she'avdu shalol lishma, or skin which is made for not the sake of tefillin. If there is a fix that we go back and re-tan it for the sake of tefillin, is barbetuer b'yardea simen reishan. I was going to explain it to yardea simen reishan. Okay. Class or behema, the parchment should be from the skin of an animal, a behema animal, chayav oak or a wilder animal, and a bird. Behema is more domesticated. It sounds like more domesticated, but really it includes even chayav oak. Sorry, it really includes wild animals, but oak, and it could also be a bird, hatarim. Which are tar? These are all the kosher animals. Even from the, it doesn't have to be shechted, it could be a gnavela carcass. And a treifa, someone who was an animal who was set to die, of them would still be good. Avalomi or behema, but you couldn't do it from the skin of a domesticated animal or a wild animal or a bird, which are tameh. The chesiv the mantiyah as Hashem befichel, that says it should be, in order there should be the Torah of Hashem in your mouth. Min hamotu lefichel, from the type which is mutter to your mouth. Okay. Lo me or dog, not from the skin of a fish, afilu tar, even if it's tar fish, if it's a good fish, a kosher fish. Mishum denafish tehuma, because it has a lot of sweat. It's disgusting. And even though it could be mutter lefichel, it would still be disgusting. Okay. Yeah, klaf shalom. The klaf should be complete. Shelo yehebel in the kam. There shouldn't be any holes in it. Shein hadaya over. I love that this ink will not pass over that. The hainu shelo dehea os nearest kolobo haluka. In order that it shouldn't be the letter be seen as if it was split into two. Hasofrim has a reason. The sofrim which are zaras do something. The shnaim shuhu kat to two. When we split into two, shuhu katan kolkach ad shekishamavir. That is very small. That until that when you pass over alav hakomas, when you pass over it with the quill, nistam anakav will close up the holes with ink. Vein anakav nirgash hakomas, and it won't be recognized with the quill. Close enough you could write on that. Even though a little bit of ink will fall in that place. And you'll see a small hole there. If you put it opposite the sun, you'll see it. Kosher would still be kosher because it'll just pass over it, no problem. It's from the back of the Magen Avraham and the Yali Rabbah and the Prima Gadim and the Derech Chaim. Okay. But if you made it such a hole that the ink wouldn't pass over, it's possible. It's possible. Sha'os nearest koluka, because the letter appears split. Even if the hole is in the middle of the thickness of the letter, with its top or with its side or thigh of it. And there's ink on all sides, surrounding it on side, but there's just a hole in the center of it. This is from the Taz and the Derech Chaim. It's possible, it'd be possible, even if until the place of the hole there is the sign, there is the form of a letter. This is from the Kin Muchach, the Levush Yisrael. This is such a proof from the Levush Yisrael. All this is before writing. But if after writing it properly, Nechalakos the Sham is split into two, through a hole, Roan im yesh bo tzuras o, so we look at it if it has the form of a letter, ad makam and nekam until the hole, then it would be kosher. She is part of Samuch, Besif Tezayin, as we're going to explain next to here in Sif Tezayin. I am Beralacha, look at the Beralacha, Os Lamed Dalet. Okay, Mem Aleph, it's Pashim. So they would write Ke'enos Yos in order to show that this is work Lishma. In order to go and switch up with other skins. The dafka Ke'enos has to be specifically like letters, Abul Nekavim, but just holes, Kach L'Simen, for such as the Simen, Lumahan doesn't help. It's from the Prima Gadim. L'zayef, that could be easily forged. Shemaniacha or al gabi, or you could place this one skin on top of the other skin. Acher, on top of another one. But also gam kebi might say, and make the same thing with an awl. Use it like a stencil. Kain also knows just like those letters. Kasav machas the shekel, and machas the shekel writes, the tzorach le zihiris meruba, you need a lot of carefulness. Kishema abed al yedei akam, when you tan with a guy, uman, who's a professional, who maniach talis matlis al hanakavim. He should place a cloth on top of or he will place a cloth on top of the holes, hanimtzayim be'aklaf, which are found in the cloth. Vosin talayim karv levadei shalo nis amdu lishman, and those patches it's almost for sure they were not made lishman. Shehem is mechativ lazaros, they're just from pieces of skin. Hashem is mekatzia, which he, I guess, took out, or menoto, cut out from them. Menoto mikol asher yavel yado, but he took from whatever came to his hands. Lahatul mitzlay, to place as a patch. Uvikshu necharim acher ha'ibad kiyem neged hashemesh. Ubekosh evening. I guess it's very hard to see them after they're worked, except if you go next to the sun. Or opposite the sun, maybe you could see them. Mishum de mirtach, because they're afraid and they're not going to do it. Without this, lo shach was a suffix derabbanan. The kuli can't say about this. There's suffix derabbanan be meko. The shitasul the shema hu derabbanan. According to his shita, that which is lishma. It's from it's only derabbanan. So shema is only derabbanan. The kolshu no hages bo ha'akam shen nana bo ha'akam. Whenever the guy he gets benefit, the note rogo v'karvli levadehu. It's common and it's very close to almost for sure. V'machum the lo nana bo ha'akam, the place the guy doesn't get benefit, ayidei achlifo, through sleeping, through switching it. Kamalan de lo chashin le'achlif. We passing you're not concerned for switching it. This is on the prima gada. You will clap me or behema. It should be from the skin of an animal. Of meshubach v'achor of chayim. Of is the best. The bird is the best, and afterwards is a wild animal. V'achor behema, and afterwards is a domesticated animal. V'shol yositov, using an embryo is even better. Shadayin lo yitzila v'rolam doesn't come to the air of the world. So the achronim, tahorim, which are tahor. V'torah shenolendus and a Torah which was born similar to a tummy animal. I am b'shuvas yadal Yad Eliyahu Simon Beis. Look at the Yad Eliyahu Simon Beis. Sheherach behelav, and that he lengthy and he comes out. Lahachmi should be mach about this. Abel tamesh and older, but kitahora, but a tummy animal which is actually born somehow like a Torah animal. Ma'ati l'chtov Allah, he allows him to write on it. This is favorite Torah mezuzos. For Abba Chuvas Stam, look at the Chuva of Sefer Torah Mezuzos, the Hilchos Tefillin Siman Lamed Vav, the Hilchos Tefillin Lamed Vav, the Od Shel Isser Hana, and further the laws of Isser Hana. I am a prima gadim, Besif Katan, Kaf Zayin. Afilim in the Vela, even from the Vela would be okay. This is from the Afilu Nisnabla Al Yidei Achirmin, if they became in the Vela through other people. You're going Nechuros, Gravos, Kuros. This is when it tells the Shabbos Kafches. I'm not sure what those are, but even if you found other just a random dead, it would be fine. That's something. Torah Hashem, it says the Torah of Hashem should be in his mouth. Vafilu Shar Svarim, even other books, She'inam Tanakh, which aren't Torah and Nevi'im and Kesubim, Sheish B'hem Shemos She'inam Nemchokim, which have on them names of Hashem which can't be erased.
Also, lichtov or if we asked to write on skin, of an animal which is tame. The imheim gesuvim rak me beremes. If they only wrote just like a hint, the simon Hashem for the sign of Hashem, just like a hay with a dash or something. Yesh loma deshar is to say this. Mutter lichtov to write it. For who adin sifrei Shas, and similarly the books of Shas, with poskim and also b'vadik b'hakagavna b'shar. In this kind of case, it would be mutter. This is from the pre-Megadim. Obviously, I guess you could eat wood, so you could use paper. I mean, it's not us to eat wood; it's just nuts. Ha'os cholugah l'shtayim. The word which is the letter is going to be split into two. I have a mission. We're looking at the mission. We're besof sim and kaf sivkan lam beis. Masha kasav to you is what I wrote. Im the achar kasiva if after the writing it whatever. Rowan im yeshbo to results. We look at that if after the writing we see if it has the form of the letter, and then it's okay. The im hanagav shenas alachar kasiva if the hole which was made after the writing, who rak be'emtza avios is just in the middle of the thickness of the letter. After the yesh the tzad, it's possible there's the sign, meaning it's surrounded by ink, but it's still in the part which makes up the letter. It's possible you could be mitzaded, lachat to make taz like the taz. But if you him ein bo shir, even if it doesn't have the measure of the letter, you're in the measure of the letter here, this hole. Adam makom hu until that place. Even the lo nishtana tzuras o, since it doesn't change the form of the letter, ayideza through this because it's just a hole in the letter. From the Chadush of Vikiv Hager, the Hamas, B'divri Hamasko, Avul and Divri Hamasko, Avul Shanishra Mitzarachian, on Taz, he leaves on the Sarachian on Taz. Nira Shem Mefakvik, Bezel Lahachmer, he's Mefak about this to be Machmer, Lefir Ber Halavush Yisrael, and according to the explanation of Lavush Yisrael, Vataz Nuchalomer B'Pshitas, you could say simply the Gamataz, the Yoda Bezel Lahachmer, that even the Taz could be molded about this to be Machmer. According to the Rosh Yisrael, he's completely Moda. Below Ma'ari Taz, Rak Im Yeshvo Shir Os Adam Makamahu, and the Taz is only talking about if you have a measure of a letter until that place, that's when he was Mifakvik. V'rayasahu Mesif Tazayin, and his proof is from Tazayin. And Masha Hevi Minakav Tocho Hu Lavdafka, when it says he brings from a hole inside of it, that's Lavdafka, Ayin Sham Plachain, Dinzat Tzarchi, and therefore this din needs a Tzarchi, and if you can use the idea that it's in the middle of the letter, but it's still surrounded by ink, is that okay after the writing? Before the writing it's no good, but after the writing is that okay?